The New Year's greeting from the Russian dictator Vladimir Putin may have been generated by artificial intelligence. This was pointed out by analysts from Inform Napalm. They noted that on December 31st, just a few minutes before the New Year, Putin's New Year's greeting was published on the official Kremlin website, in which he was wearing a black tie. But a few minutes later, the video was deleted and replaced with another one, where the Russian dictator was wearing a red tie. Despite the replacement, the first version of the address was broadcast on regional Russian TV channels. The video with the black tie was also published in Z-Publics. Soon after, a message appeared claiming that some of these resources had allegedly been hacked during a massive cyber attack. Analysts at Inform Napalm note that this is not the first case that raises doubts about the authenticity of Putin's New Year's addresses. They suggest that the Russian dictator not only has body doubles but also AI-generated avatars. Ordinary Russians also noticed signs that Putin might not have been real. In several public forums, they discussed the president's New Year's address. He didn't seem to have any hands.
His sleeves were empty.
That's artificial intelligence. His hand is small. And he speaks strangely.
This New Year's greeting was the shortest since the start of Russia's full-scale war against Ukraine. Vladimir Putin's video address lasted only 3 minutes and 21 seconds and was focused on the topic of war and supporting the occupiers. In 2022 and 2024, Putin's addresses lasted 9 minutes each, and in 2023, almost 4 minutes.
The New Year madness has begun in the swamps. The television and all propaganda have switched to frenzied Olivier mode. Blue lights, terrifying street festivities, and crazed half-drunk officials are assaulting Russians' minds from all sides, with promises of a better life. Or rather, now no one even promises a better life anymore. As usual, they say that things are even worse in the decaying West than they are here. And that's supposed to be a reason to celebrate.
Enemas, droppers, heating pads, pills, everything else costs extra. Nothing.
Makes sense to me.
Press Secretary Shemida and half-liter Zakharova, slurring her words, started broadcasting that in Germany and France, people have become so poor that they save on electricity for Christmas lights. And in general, there's a New Year's blackout over there. This immediately spawned yet another meme about Mashka the drunk.
Meanwhile, in the European Union, a wave of saving is starting, even on Christmas lights. In European cities, they are being forced to give up festive street lighting. There simply aren't enough funds to pay for electricity. This is truly the European Union plunging into darkness, in every sense of the word.
Some guy named Polycarp is sitting in his kitchen in Kostroma, slurping sour cabbage soup in front of the TV and laughing his head off at the poor Europeans. Then he grabs an immersion heater, a jug of water, a can of peas, and goes off to make himself a jacuzzi and a wash basin. The blue light shows after the war will be a separate item on the military tribunal as a sophisticated form of torture of its own population. In
the first place, I would like to congratulate the personnel who are currently carrying out their duties in the Special Operations Zone. I wish them a speedy return home to their families, alive, healthy, and only with victory.
Sverdlovsk region, the city of Krasnoturinsk. A town of 43,000 people. One of 4 out of 5 cemeteries. The new cemetery has just been opened. Here they are, just flags. There are more flags further on too. Some flags are already being taken down.
By the blue lights, you can observe the degradation of Russian society. It's like a social cross-section. Stretched plastic smiles, the same old preserved faces. A repertoire that reeks of mold and an eyesore of a picture hitting the viewer like a kilo of LSD.
Important contracts, significant deals. I want to wish everyone lots of cabbage in the new year.
Well, did you see that? Did you see?
There's a belief that some performers spend the whole year in suspended animation in the Kremlin's basements. And only for New Year's are they taken out of the barrel, painted, and sat in front of the camera.
In the recently concluded outgoing year, the Western powers truly tried to break up the vast nation of Russia, without even truly considering that, in the fundamental structure of the entire world, Russia is an absolutely crucial load-bearing element. Yes, esteemed gentlemen, so whether you personally like it or not, Russia is undeniably expanding its influence and presence.
Well,
Father.
Besides the Goluboy Ogonyok shows, there's also a separate genre, New Year's musicals. Once upon a time, it was a rather charming show with retro music. People could reminisce about their youth over some vodka and dance to Verka Serduchka. But now, the New Year's musical is starting to resemble Solovyov's Hate Show. Not even because of its political agenda, but because of similar goals.
This is Uncle Pasha.
He's a sea captain.
I have
just in parachute jumps alone, 2000. In
This year, the hands of propaganda reached the Holy of Holies for Soviet nostalgists, Shurik and his adventures. It was only as New Year's approached that the average Russian realized the year had been filled with suffering and misfortune. A stream of coffins from the front, rising prices, higher taxes, an influx of migrants, and Dolina with her own scheme. And next year is expected to be even worse. And so, just as the Russian was about to raise his hand to bang on the table and shout, "How much longer?" right then they shove Shurik at him on TV.
So I take this little bird like this.
poor little, very little bird.
And the Russian soul melts, ready for new suffering and torment for the sake of a bright past. Because all the good things they had were only in the past. And the present and the future are sheer hell.
Yeah, honestly, I don't believe anyone anymore, and I don't expect anything.
The purpose of these kinds of variety shows and musicals is to distract Russians from their grim existence and immerse them in a parallel reality. A place where there is no war, where it's warm and cheerful, and vodka doesn't make you go blind.
Why do they even bother making and filming this every year? They could just splice together old episodes. Drunken lowlifes wouldn't notice a thing anyway.
Happy New Year. Happy New
Year.
Russian New Year's television is cruel and merciless. Just take the traditional New Year's live Q&A with Putin, where a pale embarrassment spends 17 hours trying to convince Russians that everything is fine, and even better than last year. Everything is fine, everything is absolutely safe. No panic, none at all. 6 million units of degree, 20 million volunteers, 300 million National Guard employees, 650 billion drones. Everything has been extinguished. This year's New Year's noodle session was the most desperate yet. The country is falling apart with a crash, drowning in death notices, interethnic strife, and economic crisis. And the Tsar is telling everyone that he has almost defeated NATO and also fallen in love.
Vladimir Vladimirovich, are you in love?
Yes, that is indeed the complete and accurate answer to the final part of your important question.
You're an imbecile.
There's no point in further commenting on the direct line. Every word Putin uttered was a lie. Oh yes, it's me. The whole point of this show is to entertain the baldest old man and, as a bonus, further liquefy people's brains. Hooray for the Patriots. Basically, all the goals were achieved.
What has changed? I don't mind that there's a war going on, that these bastards attacked us. My son volunteered and he's been fighting for 4 years now, and I'm proud of that. Well, basically, we have everything except money. As usual, there's not enough money. So other than that, it's fine, it's okay. We have food, everything. I'm satisfied with Putin. I'm not hiding it. I support our policy and politics. Our governments, and specifically Putin's. I'm even proud of him.
All this New Year madness has reached such heights of absurdity that some people are starting to lose their nerves. Dmitry Nagiev is now the main enemy of the Z community because he dared to speak honestly about both the New Year madness and the war. At the premiere of yet another Yolki film, Nagiev gave a good description of his attitude toward the New Year repertoire.
Good evening. Judging by the fact that you came to Yolki 12, things are really with foreign content in our cinemas. Once you act in Yolki, you sign a contract with the devil. I thank my own greed, otherwise there would be no one for you to admire tonight. Thanks to the production team for giving me the chance to earn money for medicine. For the life of me, I have no idea who those people next to me on the poster are. Yesterday I was sent. The script was written by Andrei Nikolaevich Pershin for Yolki 13, a truly remarkable film. As my wise and experienced grandfather used to often say, real heroes don't ever wait for proper lubrication, so let's diligently get to work. I sincerely wish each and every one of you a truly happy and prosperous upcoming new year, and I also wish you all peaceful skies and much tranquility. Please enjoy this special time.
Then Dmitry gave an interview, after which all the garlands of the Z Patriots burned out and their sparklers melted. He dared to hint that everyone is fed up with the war and that it needs to stop.
Could you please tell us what happens to your character in part 12? Huh? Let's see now, I don't...
Can't. And what's the secret of his popularity? Why do people in the regiment
take stand?
It will be there. The popularity will be vegetative because there are so many war movies, people just can't take it anymore. Losing the dullness? Here, when there's the illusion of a peaceful, happy life.
What were the main adventures in your personal life this year, not just at work? What are you interested in? Who or what sparked you brightly?
You're asking me, in the 4th year of the war, what adventures have happened in my life? Thank you very much. Thank you.
Hooray, Patriots and Kremlin loyalists immediately pounced on the actor. Threats started flying, and as usual in Russia, denunciations followed. Entire members of parliament began demanding that Nagiev be declared a foreign agent, which in the current climate is equated with being an enemy of the people.
Supporters of the war pounced on the actor Dmitry Nagiev. Nagiev is tired of Russia, and Russia is tired of him, said Rybar, almost 500,000 subscribers. Diva Mayora, 1.2 million subscribers, called him a sellout. He left, despises the country, and calls it dull. But as soon as there's a budget, a film release, or an ad, he's right there.
Well, it's no wonder that Nagiev once played a Chechen commander in the film Purgatory, who beats Russian occupiers in Grozny. By the way, the film was directed by another foreign agent, Nevzorov.
You came to my home. This is my home. I'm fighting here.
True, Europatriots and Putinists. Of course they don't watch films like that. For 50 years now, every New Year, they watch a guy go to the bathhouse and accidentally end up in Leningrad. The irony of fate, or enjoy your bath, is, without a doubt, the main symbol of Russian New Year madness. It's a sacred thing, a symbol of the USSR, the most beloved film of the Russian people, because it goes equally well with 100 grams of vodka or 300. Even if you're only half watching it while peeking out from behind a plate of aspic.
What disgusting stuff, what disgusting stuff. If you're that aspic fish of yours.
But we have some bad news for the stronghold-loving population. Right under the Christmas tree. It turns out that the irony of fate is a shameless plagiarism of the American film The Apartment, from the early period of 1960. You won't believe it, but in that NATO film The Apartment, the events also unfold during the New Year holidays. A humble American worker named Bud once comes home on Christmas Eve and finds a girl, Fran, unconscious on his bed in his apartment. The entire plot of the film then revolves around the apartment. Bud falls in love with Fran, but Fran has a boyfriend.
Oh, how convenient.
In the American film, they also play guitar and sing. The only difference is that the American girl took a bunch of pills, which is why she was unconscious. But for Soviet citizens, that would have been completely alien. So, the main character was put into an alcohol-induced coma in a more orthodox way, to make everything feel heartfelt and homely. Now we're just waiting for Ryazanov to be declared a foreign agent. And along with him, Ippolit too, for promoting that disgusting Western culture to the virtuous Russian masses. It's hard to be a flag-waving patriot of a country that doesn't have anything of its own. Not even its own New Year's symbols. I'd like to remind you that this video was created for entertainment purposes and contains elements of satire and irony. All facts and events are presented in a hyperbolized or exaggerated manner to convey a comedic or dramatic effect. We do not aim to mislead, but simply to emphasize the humor. Please take this with a smile.